Hey everybody, what's up? We're kicking it again, and I got an incredible actor, icon, just an amazing talent. We all know him, I guess, most famous for What's Happening, and he's such a humble gentleman to even come and kick it with me. Ladies and gentlemen, to all you, this is Mr. Ernest Thomas. What's up, man?
What's up, Mr. PhiL? How are you doing, sir?
All right, man. It's just amazing to have you come and kick it with me like this, man. You're just a humble gentleman.
My pleasure.
Oh, wow. You're in the industry and everything, man, and we all know you. Of course, from What's Happening. Yeah, man, and Rerun and all of them,
Yeah,
and Lil D.
Yeah.
I got to just say, first of all, thank you, because you came out when our show was being considered for nomination for the NAACP.
Yes.
You had already seen the show,
Right.
and you came back out, you brought other cast members, and you didn't have to do it.
Well, you were incredible. It was an incredible show, and you were magical. And I wanted everyone else to witness that, and they all loved it. As they told you, they loved it.
I love it.
Yeah. Because Danielle came.
Yes.
Little D came with her
Yeah.
husband, and so they raved about it.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
they really did.
Well, you made my day. I mean, you made my life. It was just, I had never had anybody of your stature to come, and it fed my spirit.
Well, you deserved it. You deserved it. Yeah, you earned it. Your hard work, the talent is there, the artistry is there, your humanity. You're a good person too, in addition to the talent. And a lot of times that combination is just not there. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to tell us a little bit about how you even got started. Where are you from? We don't know.
I am from the metropolitan city of Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana. I love it.
Yeah, Gary, Indiana. Well, and of course, Chicago was right there, so I spent a lot of time in Chicago because most of my relatives are in Chicago. Yeah.
Wow.
Love Chicago too. Yeah.
And was it starting in a play, or when did you get the acting bug?
Now, I was a late bloomer because I was into Kojic. I was a Kojic kid at Church of God in Christ. So everything was a sin. So I could do nothing like that, and never even thought about it.
Wow.
My heroes were people who were in plays, like Robert Riley. I think he's even doing plays now. He's on Broadway.
Wow.
But this kid was so brilliant. He was like a lighter version of Fred Berry Rerun.
Yeah.
And then there was another kid who was in Bye Bye Birdie. He was about your size. He reminded me a lot of you, and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can they do that?
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're so natural on stage and believable playing these characters. Then the lines, I just said, well, I could never do that. And I kept telling them I could never do that.
Wow.
And here I am,
Wow. So do you remember, did you do your first play, or?
It was in college though, so I was a late bloomer. It was like my sophomore year in college.
Yeah.
Then my friend, who I would just clown and do crazy voices and faces.
Yeah.
And he said, "Ernie, you're an actor." And so no, man, I'm gonna be a social worker, But then he kept saying, "Try it out. Just take a class." So I took a class, and I got an A in the class.
Wow.
And then I auditioned for Romeo and Juliet, and I got the part of the prince.
Yeah.
And that really started that whole thing. But I still it was like a hobby. I still wasn't seeing it as something, as a career.
That's right.
But I did get, rave reviews. We toured with it to other colleges. And it was an incredible feeling that the audience's approval when you come out and get the applause. It was something addictive about that.
Wow. So did that bring you to LA? Is that when you decided after college?
No, I actually then continued my studies, got my degree in sociology, psychology, went a year on my master's.
Wow.
But the bug, was still there.
Yeah.
But I went, it's crazy. This is insane. I'll never pursue that. But then my friend said there was an audition for the American Academy, which is like one of the top schools in the nation, in the world. So he took me to the auditions, and I got accepted. Then I went to New York, 2-year program, and that's when I found. And matter of fact, my classmates was Kim Cattrall, who's Sex and the City.
Yeah.
She's one of my classmates at that time. Yeah.
Wow. And so then you came on to LA.
Yeah.
You came to LA, and were you here long before suddenly you're on What's Happening?
Oh God, that's just miraculous. What's happening is just proof that God exists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I had a dream, I spoke it, because God said, speak it
Yeah.
as though it is.
Yeah.
So there was no one who believed in that dream but me. I had so many haters, man, from frat brothers to family members to friends, and they, you know, in fairness to them, they just could not see. You could see how crazy it was.
Yeah.
To say that I'm gonna fly to LA and I'm gonna have my television show.
Wow.
So I guess it was, if I was looking at them in their shoes and looking at me, I think I would think that I'm kind of crazy too. But within a year, and I said I would do it quickly. I said God's gonna give it to me quickly because I asked God for it, and God says if you ask anything in my name, you know what I mean, and having the faith the size of a mustard seed. So I believe that.
Yeah.
I totally bought into it. So everything else I drowned out. There's nothing you could say to me. You can give me no logic, none of that. You know what I mean? And if you did not say what I wanted to say, I would cut you off.
Wow.
So anyone who did not agree with my dream, if you didn't tell me I was gonna make it, and I tell them, look, you gotta fake it. If you don't believe it, when you're around me, you tell me anyway. You said, Ernie, congratulations, man. I know you're gonna get your show. And if you didn't say that, I would cut you off.
That's amazing.
So all I heard was either that, either God's words, or a friend telling me that. But that friend didn't tell me, just me and God.
I love it.
And then so with that, I drowned out. So I was totally focused with the eye of the tiger and my eye looking to the hills, which came in my help.
I love it.
Help, and that's why it came quickly because I was so focused. I mean, I was dogged about it. I was crazy in faith, and you have to have that crazy, incredible faith, which most people who believe in God, they really don't have.
I understand.
And they have more talent than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, friends I've I mean, they started out when they were little, and they can do all kinds of, but they don't have the faith to go with the talent.
Wow, and the drive.
And the drive. You gotta have that. And you can knock me down 1,000 times. I'm getting back up.
Whoa.
Because I know what Christ says.
Yeah.
And I know who my Father is.
I love it.
And it is God.
I love it. I love it. So, what was it like when you found out that I have the show? Did you yell and scream, or did you just was very cool about it?
PhiL, no, brother, I was beside myself. First, it's just a weird.
Tell us about the audition. Tell us about that. Tell us how it happened. They don't know. We don't know. We want to know. I love it.
Well, first off, it's just insane. First, you're up against 200 other actors. You know what I mean? But you're auditioning for Bud Yorkin. Okay. Now, Bud Yorkin is producing. At that time, he had All in the Family, Good Times, One Day at a Time, Sanford and Son, what's I missing? Maud, Jefferson's. So he was the king.
He was the king.
Yeah, his shows were in the top 10. He had like 8 shows in the top 10. So this is the man I'm auditioning for, along with 2 other producers. And I have the gall, the tenacity, the audacity to think that I could do it. So, but it was callback after callback. They put us on screen. I saw one guy that I thought was 10 times better than me, personally. This guy was a black Jerry Lewis, and he was so animated, you know? So I thought, oh, that guy's got to get it. You know what I mean? He's just going to get it. But God saw fit that it was me. But I wonder what happened to that guy. He was so, I can't remember his name, but I remember his audition. You know? And we read together too. Sometimes they have us reading together to see, well, maybe you'll be the friend that's supposed to write the main character. Because that time it was called Cooley High instead of it became What's Happening. So it was nerve-wracking. I had to, but knowing that God had my back. So only I could do this and not fold in front of in the audition room is knowing that God is my Father. I could not have done that. And I think a lot of people are brilliant. They're brilliant up until they come to the room. And then they are intimidated by those faces. But I come in there I'm intimidating.
Wow.
Not trying to be all mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
I'm
know.
smiling like I got it.
Wow.
How are you?
I love
So
it.
nice to see you. How you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I'm making them comfortable.
That's right.
And then I proceed to do my thing. You see? So and that's refreshing. Because remember, they've seen people all day long.
That's right.
They're bored, you know? So you got to come in there with a new energy and bring your unique charisma that no one has.
Okay.
But when you fold, when you come in and dilute it by being intimidated by them, then you're just like everybody else.
I see what you mean.
You know? So yeah, it was a nerve-wracking, long process. You didn't know who was gonna have it. Kept going back and forth. Then some people said Glenn Turner got it. Even after I got it, a friend called me late that night after I heard I got the role.
Yeah.
And I'm all celebrated. I'm jumping. I'm drinking Remy Martin
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all this. You know,
I bet.
and then I get a call from a friend who had auditioned for the part, a hater. But I don't know that he's
Yeah.
a hater. I think he's still my friend.
Yeah.
He has become a hater.
Yeah.
So he calls it. I said, "Man, I got the part." He said, "Oh no, Ernest, Glenn Turman decided he wanted to do it, and they want Glenn because he was the original." Oh, really? He said, "Yeah, they just decided that." He said, "I just heard that from a good source." I said, "Oh my God." Oh man, I thought I had it. So now I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And I can't call the office because it's late at night.
Yeah.
Come that morning, it was a lie.
Oh, wow.
But he did a good job of messing with me.
Oh,
And being human, no matter how much faith you have, you're human. You know, and so he wounded me for that minute. But again, I don't stay down for long.
Don't stay down for long. So, do you remember when you got the first call and said, "You have the role"?
Brother, oh God, yeah. It's like I said, it's just an out of body. It's a heavenly experience. It's like heaven on earth.
Wow.
Because it's one thing to say, God, I want something, and then you don't get it.
Yeah.
But to actually get something incredible,
Okay.
you're asking for an incredible gift.
Wow.
Blessing.
Wow.
God, I want a star. I didn't say I want to be. I want a star in it.
Yeah.
I want to show that I am the lead in it, God. And I promise you, God, I will always give back.
That's right.
And that's why I'm here with you.
I love
When
it.
I saw your talent, I have to be there for you. Because I made that vow to God that anyone I saw, I will never let someone stay out in the cold like they did me. Because no one really helped me when I got here. So it was an out of body experience, and like I said, it was like heaven on earth, and it feels like you're about to die. So like it's like that. It's like, can life be this good? You see what I'm saying? Is it possible? Am I gonna die? Because how can it get any better than this?
And what was it like working with the actors, the late Mabel King?
Oh my God, Mabel, Danielle,
Yes.
Fred.
All of them.
It's like I knew them instantly. When you meet someone. We had another cast, by the way, that didn't work. It's a whole other story. But so the first cast, we shot a pilot that did not work. And Danielle was turned down. Yeah, so they chose another girl.
What?
But when that didn't work, then they went back and got her. So I didn't know. She just told me this recently. I didn't even know that. So on the first day, we knew it was just knowing someone instantly. You know that this God. Why is it that I know these people?
Yeah.
As soon as I looked at them, it's like I've known them all my life, and only God can bring that type of chemistry. So again, heaven on earth.
Oh, wow.
It's unfolding just as I wanted it to be, and beyond what I wanted to be, or beyond my imagination.
I love it. I love it. And how many episodes? I mean, how long did it play?
We did 69 episodes, 3 years. The phenomenon is, though, it became more popular in reruns than it was in prime time.
Really?
But 69 shows, people all over the world fell in love with the show. We didn't even have 100 shows. Like today, they say it's 100 shows to get syndication. People kept watching those shows over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and they get tired of it.
Wow.
So that's the phenomenon of what's happening.
I love it. I love it. And so tell me this, because they brought it back.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I brought it. I pitched. I wrote a treatment, and they said it would not happen.
Yeah.
I went to Disneyland, got mobbed at Disneyland, and said, "Wow, maybe there's an audience for what's happening." I wrote a treatment, took it to the president of Sony. He says, "Ernie, I'm sorry, there is no audience for what's happening." So I was blown away. I came out. He said, "There's no audience." I'm like, "Well," then his wife told him to research it. They found out that it was more popular in reruns.
Oh.
That's when he called me back. But again, y'all got this no, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in Compton doing some classes.
Yeah.
I'm teaching some acting workshops. So I go and get a sandwich at the submarine shop, talking to the owner there, and I got a call. My agent said, "Ernie, are you sitting down? They have just changed their mind.
Oh.
They're gonna do 2 years." Well, you know I about fainted right then and there.
Wow.
But just look at God, the power of faith and persistence. So.
Wow, well, you've managed to keep going in this business. You have the big highs, and then were there lows?
Oh yeah, the drugs,
Drugs?
But I tended it when I wasn't working. So I wasn't working, and then just out of curiosity, But especially when I wasn't working, I felt, I loved acting so much, man. I missed it.
Yeah.
And it's like when the show was canceled, I would trip out.
Really?
I would totally trip out. So even with that faith, I faltered, but always knowing that I had that foundation to call on.
Yeah.
So but God brought me through 20 years I've been sober, but it was some rough times. I was in dangerous quarters. I would sit with drug dealers with the heroin, because they were fans of the show, and I get more, if I sit there and talk to them, So you see shotguns. They got shotguns because they got them in case the cops come, and you got other people coming in getting stuff. They got guns of their own, and in the midst of all that, God plucked me out.
I love it.
Out of my stupidity, my arrogance, and my rebellion. Because that's what it boils down to.
Now, let me ask you this, because they say Hollywood, the people are so Hollywood.
Yeah.
Did you notice any type of change when your show was on the air? Everybody was all around you. When the show was gone, was there a change?
You know it. Oh man, like you got a disease, and it's so hurtful. Because it's one thing to come from strangers, maybe people that say, "Oh yeah," they know the show was canceled and they kind of treat you different. But when it comes from friends, that's what's hurtful. So now they don't. Nothing you say is interesting. You know what I mean? Pretty much everything you say. Yeah. Oh yeah. As soon as you don't have any money, as soon as the show is canceled, it's like. And as a matter of fact, they make fun of you. One guy said, "Hey Ernie, what's that show called? What Happened?" This is the guy that I used to give money to and help out. Oh yeah. So everyone had a good laugh. But ultimately, here I stand.
I love it.
I'm still standing.
Wow.
And I don't know where they are, but people know my name.
I know it. I love it. And then you've done movies. You did this stuff with Chris Rock.
Yeah. Mr. Omar, God resurrected a whole nother career, a whole new audience. Worldwide, because I never was worldwide.
Yeah.
Now we're from Malaysia to Madagascar, England, France, Italy, Spain, Brazil. We're more popular in Europe than we are here, and we're really popular here, but we're really popular overseas. So I never had that presence, Mr. Omar, and the little kids follow me in grocery stores. Mr. Omar, say tragic, and all I'm like, tragic. Yeah, so it's a whole new generation that knows nothing about what's happening.
Isn't that something?
And then of course doing Malcolm X with Denzel.
Yes.
Which for that's I get that all the time. That people just love that. So I was really, really blessed. And then working with the great Sidney Poitier in Piece of the Action. He chose me. He asked me. So a dream come true. Someone you looked up to all these years, but he calls you and says, "I want you to be in my movie."
I love it.
That's just,
Yeah.
But you have that. You have that drive, that faith. The people don't say that pays off. Even when you don't feel it, because like don't get it twisted. I didn't like I felt good all the time.
Yeah.
But you speak the sacrifice, the praise. It's like even when you don't feel like nothing,
Yes, sir.
you feel like caca.
Okay.
You shower and you say, God, I'm gonna still speak the good.
That's right.
So even there were days when I felt like, God, I don't know if this is gonna happen or what. Well, as far as people go, they say, how you doing, Ernie? Yeah, I'm just waiting on my new show. You know, because I'm still giving God the glory in spite of the fact of what I'm feeling inside. Because God knows you're human. Because even Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane, you know what I mean? He says, God, can this cup pass? But if not my will, your will. So even Christ, so certainly Christ can have that moment, you know, where he said, I don't want to face this, you know what I mean? So it's okay to have that doubt, you know what I mean? But don't speak it to anyone else but you and God. And when you out in the public, you always say, yes, yeah, it's about to happen any day now.
I'm going to take that up.
You got it.
Oh,
it's in you.
I receive it, man.
It's in you.
I receive it. You just an inspiration, man.
Yeah.
What is some of you got projects out that you're working on right now?
Yes, I have The Misfits, and it's a sketch comedy show.
Okay.
That we have, and it's on YouTube, Funny or Die. It's on my new website, ErnestLThomas.com. Okay. ErnestLThomas.com. Great site. Glenn Jimenez, and his partner Mark, they did a brilliant website, and so if you go to that site, you'll see the Misfits, and we've got 100% funny on Funny or Die. Cool. 3 of our shows 100% funny, and one was 95% funny. So this is, again, and I just got a crop of young kids, and just we just making it happen. We will make people laugh, because that's what God gave me, the gift of laughter. So with all the misery in the world, we want to make people laugh by any means necessary.
I love it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of Ernest Thomas, Mr. Thomas's stuff right down here, so you can check out his website and all the stuff that's going on with him. And I just gotta say one thing: thank you for kicking it with me.
Well, I'm glad. I want to, brother. I love kicking it with you. I was looking forward to kicking it with PhiL.
Oh, I love it. Thanks, you guys.